I'm going to be sharing with you in this video 2023 world predictions, huge timeline split. I'm going to share with you what I mean by that in this video and how there's going to be a huge shift in the collective consciousness where some people will be in one reality and others will be in another. Let's talk about that in this video. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, the only way to do so is by booking in a single session. You can book that by hitting the link that's in the description box of this video. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. So what do I mean by a huge timeline split? This term is often used, and I think that it's overused and people can misinterpret it in many ways and see it in a way that's just not honorable to the actual truth of it, at least the way that I see it. So I'm going to share with you my perspective. Now, what I mean by a huge timeline split, and I believe that this is going to happen in 2023. I believe this is already happening now, but we can become more conscious of what it actually means. So what this means is that there's two separate realities that are kind of happening at once. Okay, there's like two separate realities happening at once, where on the one hand, there's like this order. There's just pure order. There's the order of life. There's peace, and people are aware that there's also chaos, but you don't need to lose yourself in the chaos, right? The chaos is there and the order is there. And this is already happening, right? But I believe that in the year 2023, as we get closer to the year 2023, what's going to happen is that it's going to be more of a split between the people that are more aligned with the truth of reality, with the order, with their personal truth, and the chaos, right? Because you don't have to participate in war and anti-anything. Think about it. Anti-anything has never worked. The war on drugs has never worked. The war on me versus you has never worked, okay? But when you understand that you don't need to participate in anti-anything, you can be pro what you want, then you start to manifest your reality the way that your heart wants. I believe that many people on the planet are going to be more conscious and aware of the fact that you can be pro what you want, not anti what you don't want. And you could see all of it, right? But many people on the planet are going to be aware that they don't need to participate in anti-anything. You can be pro what you want and not participate in the chaos. Now, here's the thing though, is that the chaos is still going to happen. The chaos is still going to happen. It's still going to exist. It's still going to exist, but many people are not going to be participating in the chaos any longer. And so this is an interesting phenomenon that I believe is going to happen and has already been happening in my experience. It's pretty clear that like I can be in my reality, right? Many people can be in their reality. I talk about this on my channel all the time. It sounds repetitive. I get it. But the thing is that it's becoming more abundantly clear. It's stronger. It's becoming stronger to the point where it's almost like you could be in total peace, in total peace. It could be in your own reality, manifesting what you want, being in your reality, and millions of people could be also in their reality, just nice, peaceful reality in the order. You're with your tribe. You're with the people that you care about. You're with the people that you love. You're manifesting the reality that you want. Where while that's happening, there's complete chaos happening, right? All this stuff happening in the world. Maybe there might be more globally things shutting down again. There might be, who knows what could happen in the chaos, right? Who knows? I don't even know. Check out my 2020 predictions, my 2020 predictions video that I recorded in 2019. It was very accurate. I didn't know how exactly it was going to look, but I had a general feeling that there's just going to be a global event happening, and that's exactly what happened. I believe it's going to happen again. Now, I don't want that to happen. I don't want anything to happen. But the truth of existence that I'll come to realize is that there's always going to be two sides to reality. On the one hand, there's going to be the order. On the other hand, there's always going to be the unconscious patterns playing out. So maybe you believed in those unconscious patterns. Those versions of you, either what's going to happen is that you're going to get stuck in the chaos, and you're going to be feeding into the chaos, and you'll live into that fear, live into the self-fulfilling prophecies, or that version of you will literally die. That chaotic version of you that believes in the fear will literally die, and you'll live into the new earth. And it already exists. It's not like you're going to shift into this crazy. It's like, no, it's happening now. It's already happening. The question is, are you conscious of it? And so another thing that you might experience in 2023 in the world predictions and this huge timeline split is more people living from energy, an energy-based reality. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't get your physical desires met. I always talk about this. People believe that, okay, if I prioritize my state of consciousness, if I go for all this spiritual stuff, okay, now I can't meet my physical desires. Not true. Have you considered the possibility that you can have your physical desires completely met? And actually, in my experience, can you believe that actually, as you align yourself with the highest truth of your own personal truth, who you really want to be, right? All your physical needs are completely taken care of. You stop believing in the illusion of money, in the illusion of this currency that like, you still need money. But the thing is that when you're living in the higher reality, when you're living in the new earth reality, when you're living in the timeline split, when you're living in the order, when you're living in the peace, what happens is that you realize you always have what you need when you need it at the right time. And it's not just some cliche like, oh yeah, yo, no, like literally you will always be taken care of. When you live with commitment, when you live with faith, when you live with devotion to who you really are, you always have what you need exactly when you need it. And if you live in chaos, if you live in fear, if you live in the false matrix, if you live in the system, you're going to have what you think that you need, but it's always going to fall apart. It's always going to fall. It's going to self-implode. Okay? It's going to self-implode. It's going to be like one of those supernova stars that just collapse or whatever. I don't even know. It's going to fall apart. It's going to collapse. I don't know what analogy to give you. It's going to collapse. Okay? Now, on the one hand, more people are going to be living from this true energy that I believe. This is just my belief system. Okay, if you don't resonate with this, then click off the video. If you do, leave a comment down below letting me know, have you experienced this split? Have you seen that in your reality, you can be in your reality, and on the other hand, there could be people literally next door, perhaps, even in your country, all around you. And it's just all this crazy stuff happening, and it's like, oh, I didn't even realize it. You could even be walking around, there could be the news on, the news could be playing, but it's just like, oh, I didn't even pay attention to it. Because your consciousness, listen closely, your consciousness is not going to tune in to that vibrational frequency. Many people are going to have energetic boundaries in place because they understand this principle of energy in life, how to live from the energetic point of view, and they're going to see that their consciousness is simply not going to tune into the chaos. You're not going to perceive of the chaos. You will see the chaos, but you will not tune your vibrational frequency into it. And this is your power. We all have this power, but the question is, are you going to let yourself live in this way? Or are you going to lose yourself in the chaos? Now, if you're watching this video, there's a high probability that you're not going to tune into the chaos, but it doesn't matter what I say. Really, it's up to you, and I can't really decide for you what choice to make. I don't know really what choice you're going to make, but I believe that if you're watching this video, there's a high probability chance that you are going to be living from this order piece and from this higher level of consciousness and from a more energetic base point of view, where you have your peace, you have your inner state, you have the feelings you want to have, and you have exactly what you need. And in fact, you're also conscious of the fact that the more that you prioritize your inner state, the more that you always have what you need. And then when you don't do that, the opposite happens, and you live into, of course, once again, the self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay, the self-fulfilling prophecies. Now, another thing that I want to share with you about the 2023 world predictions, and this is just my perspective, my belief. Remember, I'm just another human being. I'm not a guru. I'm just another person recording a video. Just keep that in mind. But this is what I think. What I mean by the 2023 world predictions huge timeline split is that the false systems, the systems that are based in the ego and the unconsciousness and the belief systems that are not true, that are not aligned with the highest truth of existence, right? The belief systems that have been proven to be false in the collective, in your experience, right? The false belief systems, they are going to implode onto themselves. Many systems like certain systems that have perhaps served humanity at some point. Maybe that at some point was the truth, right? But now they've become false because there's a consciousness that they are not working anymore. When you realize that something is not working, you have to be honest with yourself and let it go. But what happens when you stop feeding something energy? Attention creates reality. It has to collapse. It has to die. And this is not a bad thing because nothing lasts forever, right? If something is not working, let it go, let it die, let it just let it implode onto itself. And you might think like, oh, that's a horrible thing. No, but actually, if somebody decides to keep feeding into a reality that is not working, they need to learn a lesson and it has to implode. So let that reality be that reality. Let your reality be your reality. Let that reality implode. Let that reality collapse. Let that reality implode itself. So any systems that are not aligned with the highest truth that is going to be beneficial for all beings and all of existence, expect that it will implode onto themselves. Expect certain financial structures to fall apart. Expect certain types of relationships that maybe you had in your past fall apart. Expect many systems, collective systems in your own life that didn't work. Collectively, expect those systems to simply, fall apart. Expect them to fall apart. Expect them to just not be working anymore, so much to the degree that they have to implode and collapse. And if your energy sense is getting much stronger, you might even notice like, God, I don't want to participate in this anymore. And then you might just leave that job or leave that situation or leave that relationship, or maybe you feel called to move to a different country. Maybe you feel called to just stay right where you are and keep doing what you're doing. But your intuition is going to get so strong and you're going to trust yourself. And then you'll notice maybe, oh God, that thing that you didn't resonate with like 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, they're mass. I don't want to give any examples because I don't want to share anything that's going to scare people. But you know, bad things will happen in that place that you avoided or didn't go to. It's like, whoa, good thing I didn't go there, right? Chaos, misery, suffering, pain, death maybe. Who knows what's going to happen, right? I don't want to give too many specifics because I want to keep this video user-friendly here. But let's just say extreme chaos will happen in the environments that your higher intuition guided you not to go down. That's good. That means you're trusting your energy. Keep trusting that. But expect that false systems will implode onto themselves and will actually completely fail so much to the point where it's just going to die. So but don't think of it as a bad thing. That's just how it is. Now, another thing that I want to share with you in this video is more peace and harmony and order globally will happen if you choose to tune into that reality. It's hard to describe what I mean by this because there's multiple dimensions to consciousness. On the one hand, there is one level of dimension where there's peace and order and there's also chaos. But expect that there's going to be lots of peace and order is basically the core of this video. Okay, and the question that I want to end this video off with is if there's peace, okay, and there's order, and there's these two sides to reality, right? And there's going to be this huge timeline split happening where only if you choose to perceive of that reality, you will see the split. Now, of course, if you're lost in chaos, you're going to think what I'm saying is a bunch of mumbo jumbo. He's taking too many drugs. This is all completely sober, by the way. No drugs here. And the thing is that what's happening is that you will see that there's going to be like, the question that I have for you here is, which reality will you be a part of? Now, if you're totally lost in the chaos, whoever you are, you, somebody else, when I see you, I'm speaking generally to every person in existence, right? If you're gonna think, hey, he's taking too many drugs. What is he talking about? Because now there's no separation between who you are and the chaos. When you become the chaos, you don't see the split. If you're in the chaos, you don't see a split. You've become the chaos. It's a serious problem, right? Participating in chaos to help others. Again, we are one consciousness, but there is this sense of other. There is this sense of other it's a game that we're playing, right? Because what else? Have you thought of anything better to do with existence? Nope. It's the game of pretending that there's others, but really it's all you. It's all you, right? But see, when you're lost in the chaos, there's no difference between you, who you are, and separation is good. Boundaries are good. Yes, we're all one, but you need to have your boundaries. You need to have that sense of I am me and you are you. Yes, we're all one at the unified level, but I am me and you are you, and that's needed. You need that. Otherwise, how are you going to play the game? You cannot play the game if you don't have boundaries and you don't have a sense of I am me and you are you. Yes, for one, but I am me and you are you. I'm not you. I'm me and you are you. Francis is Francis and you are you, and you need to have that. You need to have that balance. But see, when you lose yourself in the chaos, there's no difference anymore between you and somebody else. and the chaos, and you're fighting people and having war and declaring all these issues, my question is, to conclude this video, which reality will you be a part of? Or are you going to choose the higher reality of truth? Or are you going to fall into the deception? Okay? Or are you going to fall into deception? You want to be choosing what your heart actually wants. Again, if you're watching this video, you're very likely to choose order, and you're going to be helping those. You're going to be a light worker. I don't often like to talk of myself as a light worker because I like to be kind of like a light worker. I used to make a joke with one of my older mentors, a light worker in disguise. like I'm just a person. I don't need to talk about spirits. Sometimes if I'm excited about talking about spirituality, as I am now, if I'm excited to talk about awakening, then I'll talk about it. But oftentimes, I'm just petting the cat outside. I'm just living my life. I'm just doing whatever I want to do, right? And that's my way of sharing my light with people. Sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't. But I'm not forcing to talk about it. The key is just to be in your reality and shine your light. My question is, are you going to be who you are? Are you going to shine your light? Or are you going to lose yourself in the deception and the chaos and the delusion? Which one will you choose? I think the answer is obvious, but of course it is up to you because I cannot choose for you. It is your choice. And with that, but of course you know what choice to make. But of course it's up to you. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, the only way to do so is by booking in a single session. You can do so by hitting the link that's in the description box of this video. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.